Before You Were Mine by Carol Ann Duffy. The speaker in this poem is the voice of Duffy herself. The speaker admiringly depicts her mother's glamorous and thrilling days of parties and romance in her youth in Scotland. In the first stanza, the speaker uses an iconic reference to 1950s film star Marilyn Monroe in order to affectionately portray her mother as a glamorous and attractive young woman. She then juxtaposes her mother's past freedom with the oppressive responsibilities of motherhood. The poem's key message is that although being a parent is rewarding, having children is a permanent change that takes away a mother's independence. The title of the poem establishes the closeness and intensity of the relationship. In the title Before You Were Mine, the possessive pronoun mine immediately establishes the possessiveness that the speaker feels for her mother. Duffy repeats the title twice in the poem and deliberately ends the poem with the phrase, "Before you were mine." This repetition creates a cyclical structure and emphasizes the enduring love between mother and daughter. In Before You Were Mine, the speaker is the voice of Duffy herself. The speaker addresses the poem directly to her mother, the you of the title. It is a sort of unconventional love poem from daughter to mother. Duffy uses the pronoun I in every verse, which reveals the deeply personal connection between mother and daughter. The speaker's language includes questions and informal language, such as pals and reckon. This creates a conversational and intimate tone, which Duffy builds on through fondly referring to her mother as sweetheart. The speaker uses sensory imagery of light, colour, sounds, and smell in order to bring to life for the reader the vibrant character of her young mother. Duffy presents this family relationship as warm and affectionate. The speaker uses vivid sensory imagery throughout the poem to celebrate her mother's vibrant character. Duffy writes, "You sparkle and waltz and laugh." Here, Duffy uses a triple of verbs in a semantic field of carefree joy. These verbs portray the speaker's deep admiration for her mother's magnetic character. Duffy uses direct address throughout the poem. The repeated pronoun you creates an affectionate tone as the speaker celebrates her mother's exciting past. Duffy builds on the warmth of the relationship when she refers to her mother affectionately as sweetheart. This conjures an image of intimacy and devotion. Duffy presents the speaker's love for her mother as possessive. The possessive pronoun mine in the poem's title establishes the speaker's intensely possessive love. Duffy builds on this idea through the repetition of you and mine throughout the poem. Duffy also builds on this idea of possessive love when she describes my loud possessive yell. The adjective loud conjures an image of a child who is desperate for their mother's attention. The word yell conjures an image of intense and unpleasant screeching, which suggests the child's extreme need for the mother, and also implies that the mother is burdened by the need to attend to the selfish demands of her child. Duffy presents family relationships as a source of change. Duffy creates a deliberate contrast between the mother's carefree earlier life and the burdens of motherhood. She conveys this change in the mother through using contrasting sounds. In stanza 1, the mother lets out a shriek at the pavement. This loud sound symbolises the young mother's freedom as she laughs with friends before she has the responsibility of motherhood. Duffy deliberately contrasts the young mother's shriek with the loud possessive yell of her child, which symbolises her loss of freedom, which has been replaced by the responsibilities of bringing up a demanding child. Duffy builds on the idea of her mother's change of character through the symbol of her red shoes. In the past, her mother's high-heeled red shoes were a symbol of her passionate and free spirit. In contrast, in the present, they are ancient relics. This metaphor suggests that her glamour belongs to the past and will never return.